What the heck is Thor doing? Thor? Thor! Thor!
Yeah?
What are you doing?
Dude, I'm getting excited to put that 302 in my truck.
What?
Yeah!
Why?
Dude, I'm going from 6-cylinder to 8-cylinder.
Oh man.
Big power.
Big power.
Big power.
Thor!
Welcome back to Wisconsin Revivals.
Today we're going to be ripping out this inline 300 and putting in that 302. now that we got the inline 300 out, I would like to take a moment of silence for her, as she has served me for a very long time, and now she is going to rest. So, everybody please take off your hats for a moment of silence.
Any final words you want to say to the heart and soul?
Be best if I didn't. I have nothing else to say. But to put this 302 in, that's right, guys. 302 in the 96 F-150. Let's go. Alright, now that we got the inline 300 out, we actually got to switch out these frame mounts so the 302 fits in here. If you look down here, there are 2 frame mounts, one right here and one right here. There's 4 bolts holding them on each. You are going to be taking, or unbolting those, taking those out, and then there will be a couple rivets that you will end up having to grind off a little bit for these 2 brackets to fit on. But yeah, that should be pretty much it for switching out your frame mounts.
Alright, as we take a little break here from the time lapses, I wanted to explain a little bit what's going on in those. So, remember me from earlier saying that when you take off the frame mounts, you had those two rivets you had to grind off. These two bolts right here are where the rivets are. And what you do is you take an angle grinder, cut the head off the rivet on this side where the head of the bolt is, and then if you're lucky, you'll be able to take a punch and a hammer and punch the rivets right out. Once you get these two rivets off, you should be able to line up your bracket with the holes, these two holes right here, and then there's two more up here. And just basically put your bolt in, and then there's a nut on the other side. Make sure you have a wrench that fits the nut, and then you can use your impact to impact the bolts on, and make sure all four bolts are nice and tight so the bracket doesn't move. And you essentially do the same thing on this side. There is a bolt here, here, and then same thing, two more up here. And while you're grinding these two rivets off, make sure you don't hit the brake line. If you have a brake line right here, that would not be good. But yeah, that was what's happening.
Alright guys, we got the 302 in Thor's truck here. We struggled a little bit. As you can see in the time lapse, we put it in and then took it back out. I noticed when we took the inline 6 out that the torque converter popped out. I told Thor to spin it a bunch of times and push it in at the same time. When we put it in, and I didn't check it, we needed to push it in one last time. So we had to take the engine back out. That gave us a little bit of frustration. So we had to take the engine out. I spun it, got it clicked in one last time, and now it's in there and it spins freely. So if you ever run into that same problem when you're putting a motor in and the engine locks up, it's most likely your torque converter. As long as the engine spun before you put it in there. If it didn't spin, then the engine's not good. It's probably locked up and you have to tear it apart. But we got it in there and she should be good. Alright guys.
That's gonna wrap it up for today's video. I would say this was probably the best video yet. I'd say just.
Well, it's mostly time lapses.
That is true.
We were just trying to get it in and out, and we didn't really stop and talk a lot. I mean, there's some funny clips going to be in there. But yeah, we got this 302 in here, and you'll see us get it running on the next one.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I think we both are.
It's so weird going from this to this.
Well, it sits back further.
Okay, well, from like this to this. Or sorry, from here to about here.
You gotta remember that has 2 extra cylinders that stick out the front.
Yeah, I know. That inline 300, she's gonna be missed, but it's time to upgrade. We'll have some fun building those.
Yeah. There's a lot more power adders you can add to these.
Oh yeah.
I got a twin turbo thing out there. Comment down in the comments section if you want Thor to twin turbo this thing later down the road.
We hit 60 subscribers in,
It's only 60? I'd say
or should we go
1,000.
1,000 subscribers?
1,000 subscribers. If we hit 1,000 subscribers, Thor will twin turbocharge this thing.
Yes, I will.
Make sure you like and subscribe,
If you haven't already, hit that bell notification.
and leave us a comment leave us a comment.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think, what we could do better. Obviously, we know that this is going to be mostly time lapses, but just let us know.